Scooch. I'm recording. I can't have anybody in my island. Come on. I'm actually doing a podcast right now. I know, but you're getting the dog. Hold on.
I wouldn't give you a piece of cake, not to save your soul.
Okay.
It's amazing what happens. Like, I'm just how everything kind of bunges up. You know, right as everything. Hey, Bella, come on. Anyways, welcome to the podcast, Larissa Strauss, my old roomie chum. This is it. The podcast. There's a lot of different moving parts there for a second. So welcome to the show.
Okay. What's that?
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
This is
Happy
it.
to be here. Happy to be here.
The sudden lighting changes were going wacko. The sun was coming out and someone was coming in. Someone's coming outside, putting them back in. You know, doggy, yappy, wrong emails. Yeah. See, this is the pre-production nobody sees. They just see the finished product. I'm gonna leave this in, so it's just more stream of consciousness, I think.
That's right. It's the reality of life. You know, so it's just not all perfect.
No, but it is sublime and perfect in its own way.
Yeah. Okay. So this is better for me here. This is.
You getting comfy? Oh, look at that. Who's that?
This is Mikey.
Mikey, he's a big old pug.
Yeah. I got two.
Oh, yeah. Pugs are the best. Pug love.
I know. Didn't you have a pug?
Yeah, I had Celeste.
Aw.
Here's a pug chin mix or chin mix. Oh, there you go.
He's my favorite.
Oh, what's that one's name?
Franz.
Bronze?
Franz.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Franz and Mikey.
Franz and Mikey. They look like Franz and Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love dogs. So, so I like to do sort of a past, present, and future sort of thing. You're Larissa Strauss. You're a glass cutter, mosaic. How do you describe what you do?
I am an artist who works in glass mosaic mainly, but I also paint. I just haven't done a lot of. Huh?
You weren't painting when I knew you.
No.
No, good. We're gonna have to get into that later. So, when I met you, you and your boyfriend at the time moved into my apartment on Dudley and in Venice, and that was a fun ride.
Yeah.
That
was an interesting ride.
That was very
interesting. A long time ago. That was in 1999.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Future past.
You look the same.
Me?
Yeah.
Thanks. It's you do too. I mean,
our hair
I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same, but I don't know.
Yeah, my hair is a lot lighter.
yeah, it looks a lot. I was gonna say you changed the color of your hair.
Well, it started going kind of silver, and over COVID, I just let it be, and then I just started putting a little blonde in it. So
nice. So it looks lovely. Your hair is super long. It's the longest I've ever seen your hair. There you go. Look at those. Oregon. This is what happens when you start staying in Oregon longer. It just goes. Okay, so you're a glass mosaic. So I met you back in '99. You lived with us, I think, for like a year and a half, maybe 6 months. I don't know. It's all blurry. But you were like, where were you before Venice?
I was living with my parents down in Ventura. In Oregon now, so that's down. But from you, it's up. But yeah, I was in Ventura, on and off in Ventura for all my early years.
Nice. So, like, is that where you grew up? Went to high school and stuff like that? Oh, okay. So, what made you move to Venice?
Oh, because I met Eric.
Yeah,
I never would have moved to Venice if it hadn't been for him.
Yeah,
but it was an interesting experience.
Yeah, every day I woke up, I would get the narration to my life. There he is. He's waking up. He's gonna go get his coffee. He's gonna go to the bathroom. He's gonna take hi to his dog. I had a narration to my life every time I woke up. I said, dude, one time I woke up and he was like giving me the, oh, there he is, he's walking out, he's looking good. And
Eric did that?
yeah, and
Oh, I
for a
don't
while,
remember.
or it echoes in the chamber of my memory. It's like, and I one time had to turn on, I said, please, I don't need to hear the narration to my morning every day. And it's like I'm just waking up. And anyways, well, I don't know, we can
Yeah.
talk about Eric if you want. Future past. Anyways,
God, you remember a lot more about him than I do. I think I've blocked it out.
yeah, it's my Achilles heel. I have a really good memory, even though I smoke a lot of weed and drink. But my
Yeah.
memory is like photographic.
Wow.
It's like not all the time, but I can recall like things like that. I mean, there's a whole menagerie of shit back in those days. Okay, so were you doing glass in Ventura?
No,
Okay,
I
so
started doing glass when I was living there on Deadly. I had done 2 mosaics before that in tile. And then I was walking by, I was in Venice, and I was walking down on Abbot Kinney by the stained glass shop. I don't know if it's still there. Lighthouse Stained Glass. And he had and I thought, oh, I should go in there. Because I had never worked with glass before. I was just doing tile. And but kind of having some problems with it. And so I noticed he had a mosaic, a glass mosaic on his doorstep. And so I asked him about that. And he said, oh, yeah, you can make mosaic out of glass. And here's your cutter. And there's all this scrap glass. And so that's how I got into doing glass.
Did they give you just some extra like material? Bella.
No, I had to buy it.
Okay.
I had to buy it. And back then I had no money. So I just bought scraps.
Nice. Yeah, I remember like we made that little area for you.
Yep.
Next to the door to the right of it. And you're like in a you had all this glass on this wood, and you know, you got Eric jumping off the walls inside. And I remember you're like deep in this like mosaic hole. Like you're going for it, and like you're just like zoning. And I was like, wow, that's crazy shit. You know, just watching you put the pieces together, and then you raise your fingers and they're all bloody. They had all these lacerations. I was like, no.
Yeah.
So what what was that like creating those first pieces and getting lacerated? Like,
well, it was definitely a learning experience, you know, but I enjoyed it, and it was my escape from all the chaos of living in that house. And
if we had video cameras back then, like, I mean, we did, I don't know, cell phones and stuff like that. If we had cell phones back then recording all that stuff, that would have been wild.
Yeah, it would have.
I shot a lot of footage though. I'm going to put it together, but I don't know.
Okay. Good. Yeah. You know, it was interesting. People coming and going, looking for weed all the time and other substances. And, you know, it was like Grand Central Station living in your house. And so that was my little escape. Yeah, it felt like it. A little bit.
Probably. That was like, that was 2000 was about to happen. You lived with me in 1999? Are you sure?
Yeah, we moved in the fall of 1999. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, because we were down there in Venice for or Santa Monica for 2000 for New Year's Eve.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think we were with you actually.
And
maybe
2000. I don't know. Maybe there's probably some ecstasy going around that time.
Probably. I don't. Yeah. So that was most likely an interesting time. You know, it was a really interesting time, and I was just discovering what I was supposed to do with my life, and I didn't know that then, but it was interesting because I while I was working on that piece, I just had this feeling that I had done it before, you know, and so I just got into it, and you know, I wasn't getting along with Eric that great, and it was just all chaos there, so it was a really good escape. Yeah,
just cut the fingers, just don't think about it, just cut the fingers, everything, you know.
Yeah,
so
I've become much more economical with my glass, and so I don't cut myself nearly as much as I used to.
What would you tell people getting into that to avoid getting into that? Like, how do they avoid that? Or you
How
don't?
to avoid cutting your fingers?
Yeah, doing what you do. Like now that you're proficient, like that was the beginning. Like how did you learn to not do that? Was it careful handling? Did you do something different with the glass and the material? Or did you just become like a what more attuned to the
I just learned how to handle it without cutting myself. I don't know. I can't really explain that.
how long did that take?
I don't know. You know,
Ballpark,
it,
did a year, 2 years before it started, you got a little nimbly with it where you didn't have to.
God, I have no idea because, even when I grow out now, I will still cut my hands up pretty well.
Okay,
But,
so everybody that's going to be getting into this is what's going to happen. This is probably most likely the first thing.
Unless they're smart and they wear gloves, but I like to feel it, and so my fingers get really calloused, but I like to feel what I'm doing when I'm pushing around that mud. I like to feel like going into the cracks and stuff. So yeah, my fingers get torn up on most of my pieces in the end, but otherwise it's the rare cut that I get while I'm working on a piece.
Okay. So
yeah.
what?
But I can't say how long it took me to get over that. I really just don't know.
I was just kind of curious. Just there's people watching this that might want to get into mosaics. Just we should put a little cutting warning label. You will cut your finger at some point.
Yeah.
So when you were doing that first piece, what was the inspiration for that piece, and how do you go in, because your artwork, we're going to be showing it throughout this entire thing. So if you want to talk about certain pieces that you have a JPEG for and you want to send me, I could put those into the moments that you're talking about it. So, okay. But as far as because your stuff is so amazing, and I saw this one time that you had a tree that you did, and I was like, holy shit, because I don't get jealous of artists very often, and I was like, oh fuck, that's I can't do that. Or
Which tree was it the purple one, Jacaranda?
I don't know, it was a tree and it was in glass, but it was really just colorful and blue. I mean, it's been 10 years since I've seen it, so or 7 or whatever, but it was just really powerful. The colors, it looked like an oil
painting. Do you remember if it was purple?
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, and if it was that, then I did actually do a painting of that one too. That was my most repeated image ever. I think I've done it 6 times.
Nice. I do that.
Yeah.
I have the buffaloes and a cami that I like to do, and the hawks. But so wait, how did you where do you find your inspiration? I mean, how do you find your visuals? Does it come to you? Are you doing? I know that you do a lot of commission work. How did you begin to find your voice and your sort of your fingerprint on that stuff? When did you start? Because a Larissa Strauss piece of artwork looks like a Larissa Strauss piece of artwork. You have a very specific, I don't know, you can tell it's like a good painting, like a good artist. You recognize your stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's I do have my own distinctive style, and I like color, I like bright colors. But it all started with just needing to make a living. And so I wasn't doing it because I was making pieces to sell. I never really did that until years after I started. And I still haven't even done very much of it. Almost all of my work has been on commission, and I've been doing it for 24 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. But as time has gone on, people have, learned to trust me and my vision. And so I get more freedom to choose what I'm doing, and they give me the okay. But in the beginning, somebody would give me an image and then I would just go for it. Right. And then turn it into my own. And
so when they came to you with these ideas, how were they presenting that form to you? Was it in a photograph of a landscape, or was it more of a a graphic?
It let's see. I'm trying to remember if I did any landscape.
I can hear your dog snoring.
Yeah, Mikey is a snorer. He is
Oh,
a cutie.
there you go. Well, don't let us interrupt him. Okay, so
Yeah. So okay, well my first one, the first one that I ever did in glass, the one that I did there on the patio, that was a photocopy of a painting of an angel that was done, I don't know, probably 19th century. And she just really liked that. And I didn't know anything about doing that sort of thing, but I just did it. And I, and now I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, that's really bad. But
you have a picture of that you can send me?
No, I don't even know where I have a picture of it. I do at home, in my studio at home. But
okay, well, I mean, I have this before the end of the
it's
day.
not on my website.
Okay. So yeah, that was a pretty impressive piece.
It had the beginnings. It had the beginnings of showing some promise, but and back then I thought it was pretty great.
I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought it was great. It's super. We're all, yeah, I mean, it's great. Not well, I mean, look where you're at now. We're gonna see where you're at now because we're gonna show pictures of your stuff. But so kind of take us, okay, so not to get too personal, but like you and Eric moved out, got your own place. What happened? What was tell us the rest of your story, like after that, like to being the 24 years of doing your job.
Marks. Yeah. So we moved down to Broadway Street down there, remember? And
I came banging on the door one night, and I think he had moved out, and I really needed a place to stay, and he was really reluctant to let me stay there that night, but he did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what a weirdo. Anyway, I shouldn't say that.
He's never gonna watch this anyways. He's never gonna watch this.
Okay, yeah.
I did one of these with Brando. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were talking about him, and so much that we said, well, we had to thank Eric Kopatz for also being on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
We went down that rabbit hole.
Because without you, I wouldn't be here right now.
There you go.
But yeah. Okay. So we moved out, and I started. Well, Tamara gave me a commission.
Oh,
she commissioned me to do that Egyptian mosaic, and
which came out fucking amazing. Which it was fucking amazing.
Was fucking amazing. That was so beautiful, and that was a
picture of that.
Fine.
What? You got a picture of that?
I think I have one on my website. I think I just saw it because I was going through my website today to submit for another hospital project. But yeah, I think I have that. I can send that to you.
Perfect.
That's a gorgeous mosaic, and that was kind of her design, but we came up with it together. She had the ideas, and I got inspired just with all of the little design elements, and so it just kind of came together in a really amazing way.
How big was that piece?
It was like 2 feet by 3 feet, I think, something like that. Maybe a little bigger. I'm not sure, but that was just a gorgeous piece.
And that was like, and this is like in your first, like you've only been doing this for like what, 2 or 3 years by now to make that.
Not even that. No, that was my second real commission. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't that long after I did that first one, because she liked the first one that I did, and then she hired me to do that. It took me a while. It was so intricate with all that gold, but do
you like when you're doing a piece like that, like how long did it take you to do that piece, you think? I know we're going back in history.
Well, yeah, and the problem was, I mean, not the problem, but I didn't work on it consistently because I moved out, and I had to get a job, and so I had a job, and so I wasn't really working on it when I had that job.
Yeah, it comes in rhythm. Yeah. Kind of like, I mean,
yeah.
When I do a painting, I don't just work on one painting. I work on multiple paintings, so I'm not just focused on that, because you got to take your eye off for a while.
Yeah, well, and for me, it was just a matter of being practical. I didn't really have time to do that.
Yeah.
And So then when I finally did, I don't know, it might have taken me 4 months total, maybe more. I'm not sure. It's really hard for me to say. These days, it's like 6 months for me to do anything. But my work has become so much more intricate. I mean, I see it in a whole different way. But also my stamina isn't so good, you know.
Well, also the pieces have seemed to be getting larger and larger. So I want to get into that too. Like, okay, so you're
Yeah.
so are people finding out through word of mouth about you? How do they like your clientele is growing? How did you build your business?
You
Like,
know, I've never put it out there. I've never tried to get work. It's just always pretty much come to me, unless there's been a call out for artists. But I got my first public piece, my first public project back in 2006. And so that got me a lot of exposure. It's this neat mosaic that's down by the beach in Ventura. It's about 100 square feet. It was on Facebook recently. It was the pelicans and the ocean and sky.
Can you
see
send me a picture of that?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that was my first, and so that got me a lot of exposure. And then yeah, people saw my work and they just wanted it. And I had a show that year too, and I sold everything. I sold everything in my show.
Girl.
And also maybe a year or two before that, I got involved with the Ventura Music Festival because they were my parents were involved in it, and they did a neat thing where they picked a bunch of artists to decorate violins to sell at auction to raise money for the music festival. And so I did one of those, and I decorated it all in just gold leaf, transparent glass, and these beautiful fused pieces of dichroic glass. And I beaded the strings, and it was just stunning. And it sold for a lot of money.
Good for you.
I didn't get a dime, but I got a lot of exposure.
Why didn't you get a dime?
Because it all went to the music festival. It wasn't meant for me. I got $50 out of it, but it made 7,000.
So when you did the mosaic in Ventura, was that glass too?
Yes. Everything I've done since your porch has been in glass.
And that includes like the reliefs on walls, or no? Are you doing that too?
Yeah. All the mosaics that I've done, everything I've done in public places, in people's homes, it's all glass.
I will repeat myself. It's a glass. You're the glass lady.
I'm the glass lady. Yeah.
So okay, so you got really successful pretty fast then. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right. Like, yeah. So after that project down at the beach, I got a gig for the museum downtown Ventura, and there were 8 pieces that were it was an historical timeline. And so they're on the front of the museum in downtown Ventura. And
so was that like when you're presenting and working on a scale like that with companies, like what's that like to deal with? Are you dealing with multiple people? Are you dealing with one person? Are they giving you pictures like or graphics of ideas, color palette and stuff like that? Or because sometimes it's hard to deal with one person, much less 2 people. Like when you're doing these things, are you dealing with a committee? Or
well, for the museum, get this. Okay, the one that was down by the beach, they gave me a watercolor painting that was done by somebody that worked at City Hall in Ventura. And so all I had to do was take that watercolor and translate it into glass. So that was kind of easy. The museum, on the other hand, it took me a year just to do all the paintings. I had to do every design as a painting first, and I had to meet with a committee of the museum director and the I don't know, some other person at the museum, and then all of the docents. So there was this group that I had to meet with either once a week or once every 2 weeks for a year.
And were you out of pocket on material on this? Was this just a Hail Mary? Did you know you get the gig, or is it already
Oh no, they hired me. I had to.
Oh,
I
so
had
they
to
hired you to paint. Then
they hired me to do the project, and so I had to do a sample and then get up in front of all the docent committee, which was like 100 people, and do a big presentation of my work, and that's how I got the job. And it seemed like a lot at the time, but it took me 2 years, but I only asked for $40,000.
yeah.
But for them it was a lot, and for me at that time it seemed like a lot. But
so you worked on the project for 2 years.
2 years. It took me a year to do all the designs they gave me a list of all the information that they wanted covered in each different composition. Wow. So I had to design the compositions based on all their little bits of information. And yeah, that was a pain in the tits, really.
How do you have a brain that locks in on this stuff? I mean, you seem to have achieved the goal. How's your brain working on this? Are you, when they're telling you these details, are you visualizing in your mind the movement of the glass on the wood? Are you like, I can do that? No, okay, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, are you just like fucking just jumping right in? Fuck it, I can do it.
That's been my attitude from the get-go with all of it. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do it. Now I know what I'm doing. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. But back then, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just did it.
And so,
because I was never trained in any of this.
Yeah, you're like a duck to water with this. This just became nice. That's really inspiring, because some people, you always hear the stories of the people like dragging their nuts through glass and shit like that for years just to get to where they're at. And it's nice to know that you can still just, the trajectory can kind of just keep on going up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
So your mosaic stuff in your glass, what are your latest projects? I mean, you went big. You started getting big.
Yeah. So, back in 2018, I was asked by these people who live around the corner from that mosaic that I did by the beach, who they always saw that piece and said that they wanted something, and eventually they knew that they were going to ask me for something. And I never met them, but I knew who they were, because they have a reputation in town. He does anyway. He's a lawyer, and my dad and my brother are both lawyers. And anyway, so I knew who they were. But they asked me if I wanted to do this project. They were building a Starbucks. They had a piece of land and they built a Starbucks in this whole complex. And they wanted me to do a mosaic for the drive-through tunnel. And yeah. Did you see that one? Have you seen that?
No, you should send me a picture of it.
I will. It's probably my favorite thing. It's 10 feet tall and 45 feet long.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So is it lit?
Yeah.
Like in the daytime, can you see it? Like, or does it need to be lit?
Oh yeah. It faces Victoria Avenue. Remember when I got married and you drove up that street to get to my house? That long
I was
street?
on mushrooms that day.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't remember.
No, I remember everything, but it was very trippy.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was in the backyard. Tamara was there.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so funny. Did I come with DeWitt?
Yeah, you did.
Wow. Yeah. I was on mushrooms. That was a trip. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. So
anyway,
that
was a fun. It's a fun wedding. I think I might off my head a little bit.
We refer to it as my party, because really it was a great party, and the marriage didn't last very long.
Yeah, we got a good party. Everyone's happy.
It was a great party.
Yeah.
But anyway, that long street that you go up to get to that house, that's where that piece is. It's on that major street, and so you can see it while you're driving by.
Wow.
Yeah.
So send me multiple pictures of that from different angles. And I'll put that up.
It's
But
really super beautiful. Yeah, it's in
so you went on
39
the
panels
ceiling.
that are
So you're on
40.
the ceiling of it too, like,
No,
or is it just the sides?
it's just one big mosaic mural that faces the street.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see the picture and then I'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. So are you in Ventura proper when you're not in Oregon?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I live in a cool place. It's a complex that was built for artists.
hmm.
And so my studio is downstairs and my living space is upstairs, but it's just a split level. And
In Ventura.
in Ventura. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I spent some time in Ventura. Or no. Yeah, no. I have friends in Ventura. Do you remember Elise?
Hmm.
Maybe not.
No.
Anyways, she lives in Ventura. We're all gonna have to hang out over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you got to come visit me when I go back.
Yeah. The so where are you at now with your career? Like from the tunnel to now, or but go from the tunnel to the present day. Like it was the tunnel was recent, right?
That was I started that in 2018. I did it all up here because my friend here who has this ranch, he has a shop down there that's a big space, and the wall was big enough to accommodate that 45-foot long thing.
So you had to
So
lay the whole thing out in 45 feet, or did you do it in like 12, 12, and 12, or whatever?
no, it's in 39 panels that are 40 by 41 inches, and so we had to, yeah, no, it's insane what I had to do on that. Oh, hi, buddy.
Oh, it's a
That
big
was,
baby.
it was crazy. It was just a
Wow.
crazy thing.
That took you a
But
year, you say? That took
no,
you
it took me 6 months.
what?
But I had people working for me.
Okay, okay.
I cut and placed every single piece, but I had gluers. So I glued very, very little. I just did all of the cutting and placing and designing and stuff.
Did you have like a bullhorn? And did you have a crack in a whip, or what were you doing?
No, but
6 months seems
inside
fast.
me, yeah, I didn't have any days off, man, and it was unbelievably exhausting. Yeah.
Did you ever shoot any video of the making of that?
No, it just never occurred to me. I was too busy.
Yeah. My God.
And I wish I had. Actually,
You should have got a hold of me. I would have filmed it.
I wish oh yeah.
Man.
I talked to a videographer up here who does really beautiful work, and I was almost going to hire him, but I didn't. And I really regret it, because at the time I thought I wasn't going to make as much as I ended up making on it. And I just didn't want to spend the extra money. And, but then when I did this thing, the people that I did it for, they were so blown away by it that they gave me a huge chunk extra because they just felt like I really deserved it.
Good. You probably, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Boy, that sucks. Well, we'll have to film something in the future, because that's when I hear about stuff like that, it's good to have that documented, even on an iPhone or something like that.
And I've become a little bit better at that, but not great.
So what do you okay, before we get into what are you working on now?
Well, I'm actually working on a painting that is fine-tuning a design for a mosaic that I'm gonna do for an apartment building that's being built in downtown Oxnard, and it's going to go on the outside of the building way up high. It's going to start at the top of the second story and go up to the 5th floor, and it's 12 feet by 18 feet, and it's to honor the county supervisor of Ventura, who was hit by a car last year, and she was killed. I can show you it's right here in front of me, because it's a cold day out there. And
it's a Brett's with Friends exclusive.
This is the image that I created digitally. That's her. And so here's the painting. that I'm working on. I still have a lot to do. I don't know if you can see it, but
I can see it.
yeah, so I'm fine tuning it. I'm fine tuning.
So did you lay that out in like a tablet or something based on a picture, or how'd you get the?
Yeah, it's from a photograph of her, and and there are these rays that come out from behind her head, and I took a photograph of another mosaic that I did last year for somebody's ceiling. I'll send you a picture of that. And we put that as the background for her face. And then we did an overlay of this. She was instrumental in having the county seal of, or the design for the county seal of Ventura be changed. And so we took her, what it turned out in, or what it turned into, the county seal of Ventura, that image, and we did a transparent overlay over my mosaic. And so that's how we created the background. And she loved roses, and so we put a whole bunch of roses in there. So I designed it, but my friend did all the Photoshop. But there were just certain things that I didn't really feel like I could ask her to do, because it was just taking too long. And so I just said, okay, well, I'll just paint it. And, now that we have it, I got it approved. And I mean, I had to compete for that one.
Okay, can you show us that picture and then the painting again?
Yeah. You know what? Let me grab the little one, because it's probably easier to see it.
Well, the painting we can see. I just like seeing the. Okay, yeah. Well, the big one is easier to see, but that's cool. Yeah. So you laid out. You laid out. Okay, I see what you're going for. Okay, now show me the painting.
Okay. Oops. Yeah. And see, it's still a little too bright right now. Whoa.
No, it looks great. It looks great. We can see it. The camera reads it. Okay. So, are you doing that in a gouache or an acrylic?
No, I'm doing it in oil.
Oil. Let me see again. Back. Let me see it again. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I have a lot more to do, and I'm gonna change the water so that it looks more like a sunset. I just decided that last night. So
when you do your oil painting, are you using
I'm doing that.
Are you doing it? Are you using it? Are you doing it dry brushy? Are you working with a thinner or an alkaline or anything like that to get a certain look? Because it reminds me of because I know that's being translated into a stained glass.
Yeah.
But that's why it's painted the way it is, which is kind of cool and poppy and graphic-y.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, which is great. But like, are you just going straight oil with it? What are you doing? Because it looks like, it reminds me, because it's so high contrast, it just reminds me of the look of gouache. You know what I mean? It has a gouache look.
I do. And it's interesting that you say that, because I did like all the museum cartoons I did those in gouache. So this is essentially like a cartoon. But I am actually, once I get it all in place, because I still consider this an underpainting and I'm using dry brush with paint in some areas, but then otherwise I'm using a thinner. I'm using liquid, because I'm doing glazes to play with the depth of the color, and changing the colors. But then once I get it all in place, then I'm going to get a little bit more painterly with it, because I want that reflected in the mosaic. So this is my roadmap here.
Well, I mean, with that, you can see how you're painting also with the idea of translating it into another medium too.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
You're like using a different, like you're painting it so that it'll it's an interesting back of the head sort of forward thinking.
That's right. Like, there are all these colors that I'm putting into the scarf that are not in the photograph. But that's how I do mosaic. I I like having bits of color in everything that, bits of things that don't belong there. And I like little anomalous things.
Well, the cool, like when I paint these abstracts and stuff like that, it's sort of similarly where it's like I'm trying to bounce color around, like it's almost like broken glass.
Yes, that's what I'm going for with this. And I will be doing more and more of that as I go on with this. I haven't been working on it that long, so
oh, exciting.
I know. So this is fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying
this project will take you, how long will this project take you think? Like,
well, it's due in February.
Oh shit, you got time.
I've got some time. Yeah, I mean, it's half the size of what I did for Starbucks, and that took me 6 months, so I've got time.
So when you're doing this, you're laying it out and everything like that, are you hiring people to help you install it?
Oh yeah, I can't do the installation. That's all handled already.
Okay, so can you take us through that process? Like
the what?
Can you take us through that process of like handing over your baby to these people, and that what happens next? Like they come to pick it up. It's like you've adopted an animal, and the owners are gonna come pick it up now, and that's out of your hand.
No, it'll they'll have it. It's all gonna be in panels, and then they're gonna get directly cemented into the wall.
Wow. You gotta document that.
Oh yeah, I will document the installation for sure. For sure.
Document the making of too. Come on, you got an iPhone or something?
Oh yeah. I will have some. I can't. When I'm
your fans need it. Their fans want it. You give the fans what they want.
I know. I just I can't make promises when I'm in my zone. I just can't.
I will not promise.
My sister helped me with another public thing that I had just a few months ago or last month. I did a 6-foot square piece for another apartment in LA in Sunland, and in Sunland, yeah.
Where is that? I've never heard of Sunland before.
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't install it. It's still sitting in my studio. They weren't ready for it, and I had to get up here, and so I finished it. And my sister's going to be in charge of, making sure that it gets there properly, and
Wow, you got like people working underneath you. You're like you're like fucking like a company. Like you're I was gonna say like Kuntz. Who's that guy who's that guy that sculptor that gets everybody to do everything for them? Except well, I got this great idea. You guys build it, I'll get all the rewards. So no.
Well, artists throughout time have done that.
Well, when you're working on that big of scale, time frame, budget.
Yeah. I mean, I have a team for this piece, and there's no way I would do this by myself. My body is getting too creaky. Yes.
Are you drinking lots of water?
Of course.
Voila. All right. Make sure. Yeah, of course. You're in Oregon. You're
well, we're right at the bottom of the mountain with forest.
You're drinking out of a glass bottle too, so that's you're definitely environmental.
Yeah. Well, all the water comes from the mountain right here and from the backyard, essentially.
So you put your cup up to the creek and is that the water you're drinking?
No.
I didn't know how Oregon you got. I don't know.
Well, you just got to come visit.
Yeah. Oregon. Well, I have family in Oregon, so I live there half the time of the year.
I know.
If not more, off and on. That's my permanent residence is Oregon. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm in Salem.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know you spent that much time there, though.
Oh yeah.
So you've got to come visit. You've got to come visit. It's so beautiful here. Right
now, yeah, I know. It's the time of year to go there. It's I got to go visit Rip Kronk as well. But hold on, baby. Come here, Bella. Come here. Come here. I gotta undo this dog's leash so she can go play with my roommate. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. So you're in Oregon now. What are you doing
Yeah.
in Oregon?
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Well, I love being here. I've been coming up here for the last 7 years. And yeah, my friend has a ranch and he's building a little bit of a community here.
Mhm.
And so I like being part of it and supporting him, and you know, and having the artist presence here, right?
Yeah.
And I have places to work here. I have a nice big space down in the shop to work in, and uh yeah, and I just like being here. When I'm at home, I live in an apartment, and it's great. I live 10 minutes from the beach, 10-minute walk from the beach, but um I love being here because I can walk out the door and go up the mountain and into the forest for as long as I want. And I love that. So
What kind of animals are over there in that property? You guys see different animals?
we have a lot of dogs, a
Dogs?
lot of cats. I think there are 6 or 7 dogs. There's
Free
6
range
cats.
dogs? Everyone's free range?
Well, yeah, everybody just kind of runs around. Yeah.
And there's no other like hawks or anything like that. The cats survive pretty good with the dogs and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're birds. But I've never seen any
No
predators.
owls? Seems like it'd be
I
like an owl place.
No, there are owls. Yeah, there are owls. There are bats. There
But
there are
how
deer.
are the cats getting through with the owls? Owls love to eat cats.
I know they just don't come near all the houses here.
Are they like a big cat, like a Maine Coon or something? Or what kind of
No,
cats?
no, they're just cats. They're just little cats.
What's the
Yeah.
bird population? So the birds and the bees, the birds get along with the cats. There's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
hell
no
you
problem.
live in some sort of
No
paradise.
problem. No problem. Yeah, it's amazing here. And we have deer, and then down there are a bunch of cows.
You play with the cows?
You can't really play with the cows, but sometimes they'll sometimes we'll wake up in the morning and they'll be out on the grass.
Nice. So the cows, are the cows there? Are you guys milking the cows? Are you killing the cows? What are you guys doing over there with those cows?
No, Chris, my friend who owns this ranch, he used to own the cows, and then he sold all the cows, and now he leases the land for grazing, and then once a year he gets to take one of the cows and have it slaughtered. And so we have grass-fed beef here year round. And I mean, and like an unlimited supply of the best meat, and it's just from right there. And so
How is that like?
we know those cows have a good life.
But so how do you like? Does he go out there and choose one? He goes, "This one, I've talked to. I gave it a name. It's this is old buddy. Gonna gonna
No,
just chop his head off on me."
I don't know if he gets all that close to them. I know I don't, because it makes me sad. But the consolation in it is that they have such a good life. They have such a beautiful life here. And
How long does the cow live till before it gets killed?
oh, I don't know. I should know that, huh?
I don't know,
I
it's
think
a
a year or
factoid.
two. A year, maybe.
A year? It's a year.
Maybe.
So the cow's been alive for a year, then.
A year or two.
But a cow's life, that must be a dog's years, a cow's years, and human years. I wonder what that's like.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
how was the
know.
steak? How was the meat?
It's good. Yeah, it's
Real
really
good?
good. It's actually it's so lean that it doesn't have much fat, and so the steaks aren't as good as they could be. But some of them are really good. Oh my god! And the hamburger meat is the best you'll ever have. It's so good.
Wow. Okay.
But there's so much of it that I make food for my dogs every week.
Oh, so dogs. No wonder the dogs are all in good shape and stuff like that. They're like not gonna hurt any cats, not gonna hurt any animals, and just eat this grass-fed beef. Do they start the cows from afar? Go one day,
Oh my God. I hate going down the road down the driveway. The driveway is about 3/4 of a mile long. And well, I don't hate it. It's just that my dogs love to go under the fence to eat all the cow poop.
Ah, shit eaters.
Yeah, they're little shit eaters. So yeah, they
That's
make me mad.
that's hard to contend.
So we go up into the forest now, right? Right, buddy? Yeah.
Do you guys got any magic mushrooms growing around there?
Supposedly there are, but I haven't seen any. I've never seen them. It's not really a typical. I mean, it's not that.
I think with the cow patties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I hear that they're there, but but I've never heard anybody say that they find them. You know.
Yeah, you didn't see anybody running through the cows naked, going, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
Yeah, no.
Are you gonna stay up?
Huh?
Sorry, what were you say?
Oh, I said, well, we do get a lot of mushrooms here this time of year. Well, they're not so many now, but we get like last year we had hundreds. I don't know, maybe not hundreds, but we had a lot of morel mushrooms.
Nice.
It was an amazing year for mushrooms. But this
you guys
year,
go out there and pick them.
Yeah, go for walks in the forest every day and pick them, and then eat them.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good. My buddy's a forager over there. So is this the time of year right now?
Oh, it just kind of ended.
Did it end? Yeah, because there's only certain times that it's good for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to live here. I love being here. I just love being here.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. Are you guys doing like? Is everyone kind of going in their own places and hanging out or not hanging out? Is it pretty fluid? It seems like with or is it like everybody's got to go to dinner tonight and or is it like, hey, we might have some dinner over here?
It's all of the above. Yeah.
Okay.
It just all depends on what's going on. When most of the people are here, there's usually at least a group dinner, often a group breakfast too. I don't like doing group meals all the time. They drive me nuts because I'm a bit of a loner.
Especially when you're eating breakfast, you just want to eat breakfast, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna." They're all, "Hey, how was the day?" Hold on, let me eat my fucking burrito.
Yeah, right, like that.
So what are you working on creatively right now? Besides, you're working on this painting, this oil painting. Are you gonna do any glass while you're over there, or is it too?
I am. Yeah, I am. Well, I got to do this, but I've also got to do a project for my friend. And I don't know when I'll get to that, but yeah, I've got a whole bunch of projects lined up. So and I put in a submission for more projects for Cottage Hospital in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, that's I saw. Did you already begin on that one?
No, I've done let's see, 2 installations already in Cottage Hospital, and then there's another one that's in Goleta Valley Hospital, and then I've got another piece that's up in Stanford at the Children's Hospital.
So what do you want to do? Okay, so let's go into the future.
Into the future.
Let's go into the future. Future time, future past, future past, future past, future past. Oh yeah. I still have yet to see that movie. I still see it. I know you yanked a bunch of my ideas for it, but which is that's what me and anyways, that's a whole other. Watch the Brando episode if you want to see more Eric Kopatz talk. But
I missed that.
We're not gonna have him hijack Larissa's fucking podcast this time. Where do you want to do this across the planet? Do you feel like, because it sounds like you're mostly on the West Coast, do you feel like doing what you do like in Barcelona or Egypt, or do you feel like traveling more? Or is that just not even your wheelhouse because of the scope of the work that and the team that you have to employ to do these things? Like, where do you want to go? If Larissa Strauss has her druthers,
the places you'll go.
Yes, where would you like to take where do you see the world? Like, come on, like, let's go galactic with it. Where do you want to go with this stuff there? I mean, just if you had your a dream become reality.
You know what? I'm open to any possibility, and except things that, you know, are just not very interesting. But I'd go anywhere. And I haven't really tried to put my work out there. My sister is doing a push though to get my stuff out on Instagram and Facebook, because I've been really lame about that stuff. And she's determined to get me a lot more work, and you know, and therefore we would hire more people. And so who knows, we'll see. But yeah, I love to travel. I totally want to go places, and I've done a lot of traveling around the world already, but I want to go more. And I don't know, we'll see.
If you're like you're really close to I don't know if you're gonna get out of that biosphere that you're in now because it's so lovely, but it's if you go to Silver Falls, have you been there? Silver Falls.
Where?
I even shouldn't talk about it because then more people will know about it. But like it's Silver Falls.
Silver Falls, where's that?
That's in Silver. It's like half an hour outside of Silverton, Oregon, and they have 10 waterfalls. You can walk underneath.
Ooh.
And so yeah, it's a really good hike. You can.
I wonder how far that is from here.
It's probably about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours.
Really?
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to go there.
Yeah, you should look it up. It's pretty good.
Okay, I will.
But yeah, it's really great. It's magnificent. Then you can go to Maxim's place and have a beer and a thing on the patio outside the creek, like that's half an hour out. But anyways, that's my trajectory. But so travel. So how did when you did the? It's kind of in my mind. But when the pandemic hit, did you find yourself just as like that was no big deal because you're used to doing being alone anyways and doing this concentrated work? Did the pandemic was like oh this is easy?
Yeah, it didn't change my life that much. I mean, I couldn't go out dancing. When I'm in Ventura, I go out dancing 2-3 times a week. That quit. And then we came up here. So, but up here, being on this ranch, you know, we don't see anybody anyway. And so it's like, whatever, no big deal. And it didn't, I mean, it took a year before people really in this town got it anyway. Maybe not quite a year, but you know, it didn't really happen.
Oh, so did you spend your COVID there? The whole COVID?
I spent the first 4 or 5 months here. Yeah.
That's a pretty nice place to do that.
I think 5 months.
Yeah, it's good. Like, let's just go away.
Yeah, I know. We got up here in March of 2020, right after it started, and there was still a lot of snow on the ground,
so you're saying it's getting, because you're going to shoot this outside earlier for the podcast, but so it's how cold is it right now?
It's last I checked, maybe a little while ago, it was 38 degrees.
What? 38?
Yeah.
Are you in the highlands? Are you in the mountains?
We're at the base of Mount Joseph.
Oh fuck.
But I mean, next week it's supposed to get.
I know exactly where that's at.
Really?
Yeah, I know where that's at. That's cold as you're like on an incline or something.
It gets cold here. But then when it's hot, it's really hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a high elevation, right? Or something.
Yeah, it's like 5,000 square feet. 5,000 feet.
5,000 square feet. There's the glass lady. Everything's in feet. How big is it? So you ever like how do you feel about, and this is kind of abstract, but like this AI stuff with the visual stuff, is that just, how do you have any little ideas about that? Like you know about AI, right?
Oh, well, I do. Yeah, I find it intriguing.
I didn't know how secluded in the mountains you were. I didn't like.
Oh no, I know it's a thing, and yeah.
As a creative, a tactile person, you know what I mean? Like with your fingers and being, you know, abstract minded. Like I don't know. Continue. What do you think?
Well, you know, I see what's going on with it, you know, and the potentials of it out there. For myself, when I was coming up with ideas for images for this piece that I'm doing of Carmen Ramirez, I actually put in some ideas of imagery for in OpenAI to see what I could come up with. And I didn't get anything that was, that I used, except for maybe a certain sense of the graphics and the possibilities. And so it opened my mind to some interesting possibilities visually. I think it's an interesting, it's an interesting tool, especially what I do, because most of the time I don't paint my images. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'll take a really interesting photograph and then tweak it. And then in most of the time it's a photograph that I take, unless it's a nebula or something, I didn't pick that, Hubble or whatever did. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting to come up with an idea and then translate it into glass. It's something I might.
Well, that's interesting because between the translation, okay, because there's a couple different things happening when you do what you do, which is really completely interesting. Because you do one thing and then translate it into another medium. So there's like you're doing a two idea split idea. You're working on two different levels there, which I'm just throughout the conversation, I'm just understanding off the get-go how, because I guess that's wordage to explain something very abstract. Like working on, but like when you translate your painting into the mosaic, it actually I mean, I don't want to, the translation between the two supersedes the original painting.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always my goal, is that it transcends the original. So, and this one I'm designing so that I know precisely where my sparkles are going to go, where my dichroic glass is going to go, where everything.
You can't put that in a painting. You can't paint it. If you had to put all that detail into a painting, you'd be working on a painting for 20 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right. But I'm gonna by the time I'm finished with this painting, I'm gonna have a damn good idea of where those things are going.
Yeah.
Because I need to have a really detailed roadmap for this if I'm going to get it done quickly. Because I realize I often, when I don't have a roadmap, that I did this mosaic just this past year. It hasn't been on Facebook yet because I don't have a good picture of it and a good video, and that's coming. It's coming soon, but it's like 4 feet by 12 feet, and it's all of wild daisies and wildflowers. And
shit.
And it's really cute. It's a beautiful mosaic. It's in 3 panels. I'll send you a picture of it.
All right,
and but yeah, you can do that. I just haven't posted it yet. But
this is a Brett's with Friends exclusive then.
Yes, it is.
I love exclusives. I love a Brett's with Friends exclusive. What's that?
That one I thought it was going to be easy, and I didn't charge enough money, and I didn't have a good roadmap. And then when I was doing it, I was like, fuck, I needed a roadmap because I just was creating it right there in the moment. But if I had had a roadmap, it would have been so much faster, because I get into these binds, where I'm just not sure how something is functioning, how the colors are working, how the pieces are working together. Aww. And so it's much better to have it all worked out beforehand. It goes a lot faster.
So this is Bella.
Hi, Bella.
I'm watching this dog for a little bit. My friend Alexandra. So now this is going to be the golden question, and this is the question I've gotten a bunch, and hopefully there's a lot of artists watching this. Who knows? People that want to find out more about doing stuff with their hands, but and I could never answer this question properly because I've been selling art all my life since I was 13 years old. As I sold my first painting. How do you price your work?
That is the most difficult thing. It just is.
I know. That's That's
because
the
I very, very, very rarely, get what to me it feels like it's worth with the time and energy it takes for me to do these things. But I've been surviving and living pretty well for quite a while.
nice.
How do I do it though? I think what I'm doing is now, I used to try to do it by square foot, and now I still do that, and then I still screw myself, and because I still go by an old number, and of square foot, I mean price per square foot. But the thing is, I get so into it, and I see what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and then I just see more and more and more, and then I end up just spending so much more time on it than I ever anticipated. And so, yeah, I what I need to do is come up with a number and probably triple it.
Well, you're in the state where I think you can do that. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
have a volume of work that and your clientele seems to be, you seem to be in some sort of outer sphere that doesn't have to really do too much advertising to continue to work. So
I don't have to any.
That's a great giant thing. That's what everybody wants. I know.
Yeah.
I undersell I've been underselling my stuff for years and years and years and years, and
Yeah.
to get out of that survival mode. But like, I mean, I recently sold a painting that I shouldn't have sold, but I had zero money, and the last painting I did like that was sold for $1,000, and I sold it for like $125. And I was that one was that pitched. That was that one it went to Hawaii, and I figured the guy was going to spend more and probably at $300 or $400 just to get it over there, because he didn't.
Okay.
It was so it was kind of like a lame duck situation. But then anyways, he saw this other couple talking to me about painting, and their friends. She was about to sell me money to do a commission painting based on this painting I had out there, and her friends talked her out of it in front of me. And this guy was watching that the whole time, and he left and come back. And so he saw after that what happened. Like, she was punching in her, she gave me her phone number. She's all, I'm gonna sell you right now. And they're all, and her friends cock blocked me. It was like sucked. And
What?
and
Why do people do that?
I don't know. I don't know why, but they have a special place in hell for people like that. But then this guy came back and I said, oh yeah, I have $125 cash. I said, dude, are you Zelle me, PayPal, whatever. But like, I was saying like 550 I could go, and he's all, you got this. So it's for his wife. He's gonna take it to Hawaii. Long story short, he calls me on the way to the airport, goes, hey, how do you think I should frame this up? I was all, dude. And he texted me actually that, and I was all, just, I guess, check out your decor, but it's a box frame, so it doesn't need a frame. Fucking asshole. Anyways, do people? He probably doesn't know that he's probably glib to the. He doesn't know he's being a jerk. I don't think.
Yeah. People don't realize what it takes to create art. They just don't realize.
Yeah. I came back over here to LA for a little bit. I created a bunch of work that I made in various ways so that it would be accessible to people, like in various sizes and forms, and quick and not quick. But people like art, and I know it's some people could say it's an item that you buy. It's a
luxury
item.
Yeah.
I think people need art, like something not IKEA. Nothing that's a poster board.
Yeah.
People want to see the paint and the finger marks and all that stuff.
Yep.
So but yeah, getting out of that thing and pricing your work that's I've known some people that get into artwork for just that I met just in my passings selling artwork, that want to do artwork to just make a quick buck.
Yeah, right.
I was like I was like, well, you should just paint anyways. If I didn't sell a painting for the rest of my life, I would not stop painting. And because this one girl, I painted, but I couldn't sell anything, so I stopped. I was like, well, if I'm not gonna talk her in but try to keep on doing it. Don't sell it. It's not really. I mean, that's a byproduct of doing something you love. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta get my prices back up. I've been underselling for like fucking 15, 20 years.
It's hard. It's hard when you rely on that for your living. I know I used to do it. And I still do it sometimes. I do commissions, and I
like doing commission work. I think it's really fun because you get to bounce ideas off somebody.
Yeah, I like that part too.
Well, you got a committee though, so I don't know why you would like that, because after dealing with that committee, that must have been like, I couldn't deal with people like that. Like looking at you, what she got,
Yeah,
that's tough.
And I haven't had to do that again.
Okay, well, thank God.
I know. I haven't had to do that again. Most of the time, it's just one person now.
Yeah, I like to deal. If you end up dealing with more than one person, like it starts to switch. Like I was doing a mural in this restaurant. I won't name it. And and then the guy kind of passed it off to this lady, and she had a scowl on her face, like a scowl. I could see the wrinkles of the scowl, and she was a young lady. She wasn't that old, but she looked at me and just was like, I could see her like, who's this crazy fucking artist guy I got to now deal with? And the whole deal went south after that. We didn't vibe at all. But like everything was great until then. Like me and this guy are having a good time. I started getting he gave me a deposit, and hold on, let me see. Hold on. But like I hate when you see things going south and you try to keep it going. Like, this is turning a corner. It's turning. No, now we're in fuckland.
Yeah.
And I gave the keys to the guy because I had to go in there at night with my dogs to pay. I just gave him the keys. And I was like, I guess I'm not gonna get any more money. It's just kind of like, he's a douchebag. Do you think people do that on purpose to railroad the thing? Is there some sort of thing that happens when that happens like that? Like, when, like with a couple cock blocking the painting and the guy handing the other girl over to me, and now you're going to be talking to this lady. I'm going to go. And now I got to deal with her about the decisions that we already previously made. Like, what do you think about that? Is that your nightmare? You've never experienced stuff like this, have you?
No, never really had to deal with that.
You are in the golden chair, my friend.
I know. I've been really, really lucky, really fortunate in my career.
Oh my God, you're looking at me like I'm an alien. I love it. I love it. No, these things, so these are things I have never dealt with. I don't do things like this.
I know. Well,
you're lucky. You're lucky.
I'm way lucky. But part of it is that I stumbled upon my own style and in a niche. In a niche market where especially when I started doing this, there were not that many people that were doing it. But even now, if you were to really study like mosaics that are being created out there, they don't look like mine. Mine are different.
Yep.
They're just different. I have a different flair. And so I have it's a niche market for me, really. My phone's ringing.
I know.
See who this is. It's probably nothing, but I think that's why it's been I've been so lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's all be so lucky. I want to do big things as well. But maybe the podcast has been fun to do, and creating art but I think I like selling art. I like selling art. Yeah. It's almost like a hit, but I definitely want to get to the next level where I can start getting the prices that actually, can
they can sustain your life a little better. Yeah, so, I get it. It's hard.
So is there anything about creativity or inspiration or anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to talk about that I haven't asked you?
I don't know, like what specifically?
I don't know, just I guess it was a non-specific question. So it was like
Yeah, pretty non-specific question.
It was a very non-specific question. I'm thinking just like in terms of how people, if they want to go about doing what you do, like how they would get started and the things, I guess maybe the things that you would have liked to have known that you wish you had known when you got started. That if you go back and talk to your younger self, I guess that question about.
I don't know. Nothing really comes to me except just keep doing it.
Yeah. What do you say to people who want to paint but they don't paint or create things? What would you say to them? Like it's sort of in the crux of what you just said, but like elaborate on that. Like people, I used to paint but I don't paint anymore. Or like people that I really need a hobby but I can't think of a hobby. Or I like painting but
yeah,
I already know the answer, but I want to hear yours.
Well, yeah, just get over yourself, get over your fear, and just jump in and do it and let it take you in the moment. And I still struggle with that. I still struggle with like I struggle with painting. I struggle with sitting down and starting every day. And because I don't know, I just have fear. But I have to tackle it every single day. Whether I just sit down and I force myself to do it, or I have to have a bong hit, yeah. And that works too. I mean, there's no way I could have done that Starbucks mural if I didn't have pot. There's just no fucking way.
Yeah. You seem like a sativa girl. You seem like a sativa girl.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, I don't like indica. Indica, I don't want to fall asleep in the middle of the day.
Yeah, right. Right. So, but yeah, it helps me cut through the fear. And I mean, within seconds, I can go, oh, okay, I know what I need to do. And then I just do it. I just I see and I know. But I think fear is this, really icky thing to have to get through. And it's what stops most people from doing anything that they're inspired to do. And the thing is, we're all artists. That's what I really want to say. We're all artists, and everybody has their own thing, and they can do it if they want to. And it's just, you just have to get over yourself, get over your fear.
Yeah, and make time to do it. It's
time to do it. Yeah.
That's right. Even like recently I haven't been painting all that much, except for kind of dealing with this little art studio I have downstairs. But it's like sometimes you got to push through it. You got to push. Yeah. You got to push. Like even though I was like, oh, what am I doing here? Just like, okay, I'll look at what I got, see what needs to be worked on, see what material I have, kind of like push. And the pushing through is like you realize that when you're pushing through, you're like, I gotta push through this. I gotta slog through this and kind of get to that point where it's like self-help it, greasing the wheel a little bit, like kind of has a click into place.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, now we're in it. Okay, well, let's go.
Yeah, and it takes time to get in it and then to see, but then when you're there, oh, it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Because what else you can do with your time?
Yeah, I know.
It's like what, sit around and watch fucking video games?
Yeah. No.
So should we end it?
Sure, we can end it.
Okay, so how do people find you? Do you want people to find you? You don't need people to find you.
Hey, I don't need to be found, but if people want to find me, they're more than welcome to. My website is my name, larissastrauss.com, but I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's Larissa Strauss Mosaics, etc., or something. I don't know.
Something. But if people want to find you, they'll find you.
I can be found.
Well, congratulations. How much? What do you do the rest of your day?
I'm gonna work on this painting.
Okay. Take a bong rip.
I might.
Yeah. Probably. All right. Well, see that was well, see, that was fun, right? That was painless.
It was fun.
See, now I don't have to bug you for the next 2 or 3 years. podcast. You did it.
No, I know, but you gotta come visit.
I'll come visit. I'll come visit. I'll come visit.
You know what? Let me take you to the forest here, just to the outside.
Nice. Good way to end it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a jacket on, and so I can't stay.
It's 38 degrees right now. It's 38 degrees.
It's 38 degrees. So this house that I'm in, this is a house that was built in 1938. So an old log cabin. Look how cool it is.
Spacious.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
What year is this?
Oh, here's a fun mosaic. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful?
And is that got a wood backing?
No, that's the wall.
That's the wall.
That's the log cabin.
Is that a window?
What?
Like how's that? Is it like on the wall? Is it on wood though? Is it just glass on the?
Oh no, it's on tile board. It's on hardy backer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, which I think I used on that angel that I did eons ago in your.
Yep. Yeah, that's so is that the go-to thing that you want to put those on?
Yeah, that, and there's another one. It's lighter weight. It's called Weddy board. Okay, it's cold out here, but here I'm going to show you the forest. Look.
All right. Oh shit! Oh my god!
Isn't it gorgeous?
There's a grizzly bear behind you. Watch out! Do you guys get any bears around there?
Oh. But there's a hot tub. It's a wood fire. Uh-oh. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
Oh no.
I'm good. You're good.
Okay. Sorry. I'm losing you.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
So what are you gonna eat for dinner tonight?
Uh-oh.
What are you gonna eat for dinner tonight?
Okay.
I see.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Cow? Maybe some cow? You gotta get one of those fucking
no cow.
Fucking porterhouse steaks on there and
Probably
fucking pull that shit up.
Yeah, right. Right. So
right,
here, let me give you the other view here.
Oh yeah, give us a tour.
See, there's a deer on the wall.
Oh, I thought like maybe in the yard.
No.
No, that's a deer. What's that deer's name?
I don't know. He's been dead a long time. It's before my time.
Yeah. That'd be funny if you showed the other side of the window and the ass and the back of the deer were on the other side of the house. On the wall.
Nope.
No. That would be actually a pretty funny thing.
It would.
So we'll tell everybody that I say hi over in the community that you're in.
Okay.
I hope all your friends watch this. Share this video with your friends if you can.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna send it to me, right? When it's all done and all that.
When it's all pretty, I'll do it.
Okay.
So send me those images, those JPEGs of the things that we talked about. If you don't want me to remind you of them, let me know. But just send me a bunch of stuff and I'll put it in the edit.
I'll do it before my bong hit.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, perfect. Well, Larissa Strauss, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, listen, I'll see you in the future. I'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. You
Cheers.
too. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna I'm gonna plug my website, brettwoods.com. Buy my art.
Yay! Buy his art.
brettwoods.com.
By the way, I gotta tell you, I still have that painting that you did. It's over my kitchen sink, and I love it. I look at it every day.
Which one was it?
It's got a blue background and it's branches. It's like snowy branches.
Oh shit!
I love that painting.
Oh
I love
wow,
that
that's
painting. And I always get compliments on that painting too.
I got to do more of that. That negative space.
Yeah, you do.
Negative space stuff.
People really love that painting.
Yeah, I got like fucking 20,000 different styles that I go through. So I like to go back and kind of there's some styles like I recently did mushrooms over this Paul Provenza party and some LSD last night. And it was like being on a pirate ship as this comedy show they filmed for the Green Room with Paul Provenza, and I hung out with Andy Letterman and all Rick Overton, all these Doug Stanhope was there, and all these as a menagerie of stuff. But like the visuals I got when I got back home, because it's such a crazy oscillating thing about you know, it's a picture that Paul is working on that's going to be coming out soon about Andy, about confronting his pedophile. Oh, it's really heavy energy. But like, so it's kind of like deal, and then I picked up the dog again. But so when I got home, I got this whole like I relaxed, I took a hot shower. It's a big night, and I was getting all these different visuals of like the graphics were great, right? Like heavy, like psychedelic, and I was like looking at the visuals like it was like a language.
Yeah.
It was like these there because of the color tone, the green, the yellow with the deep white. With it was very like very it was very cool things. So I think I want to bring that out in the next paintings I do.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I'd like to see that too. So I was
Yeah.
trying to capture the moments in my brain.
Yeah.
But I think I still they retain the value of that. I think so there's as far as styles go, the whole point is like I think there's a whole new thing that I want to go into.
Good.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
It's like
that you can, that there's always something new to explore.
True that. Yeah. So let's explore the rest of our day. That's it.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you, Larissa. Strauss.
Bye, Brad. Good to see you.
You too. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yay.
Okay,
So
come visit.
I will.
Okay,
so
bye.
You click off first.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Meeting.
There you go. So that was Brett's with Friends 103. You can reach me at BrettWoods22 on Instagram. That was really fun for all the art. That was a very art-centric show, which I like a lot. Art. Keep on creating. Keep on doing what you do. Positive. So BrettWoods.com. This has been Brett's with Friends. This is the end of the show. I am leaving now. Come back for more. Subscribe, like, make comment if it's a positive thing. No negativity. And we'll see you in the future.